Hi everyone, I'm JD, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd just put the camera on and share with you some things that I'm playing around with making embellishments out of envelopes. So I've already shown some of my napkin envelopes. I just had to play around with some different styles. I've got this whole big huge box of envelopes and it was overflowing and I just had to start using them, I suppose, and so I've been experimenting. And yeah, I'll show you all the different ones, and then I've got a whole bunch here and show you how I do them and maybe have a bit of a craft with me video. We'll just see how we go. So first of all, I'll show you all the ones I've done so far and the different patterns and effects that you can get. So these ones aren't coffee dyed and it has this kind of a flap on it, really pretty. And this one, I cut the flap off so it's a pocket, and it is coffee dyed, so I'd use this one more in a vintage style journal. And I love the idea of putting different things in there and having them hang out, so you can do that if it doesn't have the flap. And then, I don't know, maybe paper clip that to the page and it's like a pocket full of goodies. Oh, and these are just a sneak peek at some botanical journal cards that I'm working on as well with coffee dye on the back. And yeah, if the flap falls off or is ripped or damaged in any way, when I coffee dye they often get damaged because it's so fragile there. I just cut them off and then yeah, you can make cool pockets out of them. And then these ones I made a bunch, not coffee dyed, but still gets a good effect. I just use a normal glue stick, by the way. Yeah, I've tried a few different glues, but I find the glue stick, aside from being really simple, it gives the smoothest effect with the napkin, which is what I like, nice and smooth. So this is another napkin and just really pretty. Got a whole bunch of these because I found a whole bunch when I went to that vintage second-hand place and managed to find this packet of napkins, and I love it because it's William Morris design, so pretty. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of those. And then yeah, I was experimenting using my sewing machine as well to turn them into pockets, so I'll show you later. But what I basically do is when I cut out this part to make one of these there's this leftover square, so I just cut that out and then it gives you this kind of size or shape as well, and then I just sew all the way around and sew up that edge that is open, and then you have another little pocket so that you can stick a journal card in there or something and put that on the page as a pocket. So pretty fun. All different ones here with this green napkin that had some birds on it. These ones aren't coffee dyed, they're just these ones. There's that kind. Yeah, I had just a whole bunch of different envelopes, so there's a whole range of sizes and styles. Love it with the postcard. There's the bird. I kind of like how, I'm not sure you can see that yet, the postcode boxes still appear, so that's kind of cool. Here's another design. So here's another one of those square leftover pieces just turned into a pocket. This one, oh yes, so this one I cut off the flap. It must have been damaged when I coffee dyed it, but I still like that look. And then if you just clip it onto the page, you can pull it off and stuff it full of goodies. Another one here. And then another pattern design, so here's another little square offcut. So I just love using all the parts of the envelope, and you can kind of see that where it is from the envelope on the edge here, so I just sewed up this side to close it. And really love this napkin. This napkin came from Tammy, so thank you so much, Tammy. I finally started using them. I was hoarding these, but now I got them, so I'll have to glue that down a bit more. And yeah, experimented with some, didn't cover the whole entire envelope, so if you don't have enough napkin to cover the whole envelope, that's okay. Even just a little bit is so effective, especially if it's coffee dyed, so you still get that vintage look. Like my napkin didn't go far enough over here, but it still looks fine the way it is. So I am working my way up to making some embellished envelopes, some adding bits of lace and bling and collaging. I haven't worked up the nerve to do it yet, but I'm starting with just the plain napkin and the whole coffee dyeing thing, and later experimenting with sewing. So we're getting there, it's in stages. Love these ones so much, and because Tammy gave me a whole packet of these, so there's quite a few. And more sewing here. So this one, this flap was still on there, so I didn't need to sew anything. Sometimes the edges would get flimsy as well and fragile, so I'd have to cut the whole envelope down, and I'll just sew it together so it looks like it's a normal envelope. But this one, it's the whole full envelope. But I just experimented with sewing around the edges anyway to see what it looks like, and I quite like it. So I will do it again. Like, this one doesn't have the sewing, and I still reckon it looks nice, but the sewing does add that extra element. So yeah, this one is not coffee dyed, but again, great effect. So all different styles. I think I already showed these ones. I like the ripped effect here. So this one I ripped and stuck down. This one is just a straight line. Both are cool, but I think I like the ripped one more. Just a bit more work to do the other one, obviously, and a bit more fragile with the glue and everything, but I quite like it. So yeah, that one, showing that you don't need the full napkin to cover the envelope. Oh, and yeah, again, don't need the full napkin, just some of them I decorated it with leftover napkin, and it looks really cool. I like it. Another design, here's another offcut pocket, and got more of these ones. This one has the flap. Love this cute butterfly, the blue butterfly. And these ones aren't coffee dyed, but still with the sewing, still fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I showed these ones in a previous video, but I added the sewing this time. So yeah, just showing you again what it looks like with the sewing. So that is that whole bunch. And then I will show you what I've been working on since then with the whole little pockets and offcuts and things, which I'm really enjoying, so I'll definitely do more. So just try and get this in order. Okay, let me move those out the way. So I've been watching other YouTubers, and I'm not going to remember who they were. I'm so sorry, because I did that rabbit trail thing where one person said they got the idea from this person, and they got the idea from this person, and so I kept clicking and seeing other people inspired by it, and just finally got enough inspiration from watching all of that together to try my own. But they would actually put, I don't know, pattern paper or scrapbook paper or something, cut out the window and put the scrapbook paper over the top, and scrapbook paper here. And maybe, yeah, I will do that in the future just to experiment, but for now I quite just like the natural look for real vintage look, I suppose, and then you can dress it up however you want later once you have your envelopes. So these are just a base, you can keep them as is, or once you know your journal and what your colour scheme and your theme, then you can add bits and pieces to it if you want. But I actually quite like them as is, to decorate a journal. And so you can put your whole little journal card in there, which I love. This is so fun. I love it. And you can do the same thing, have them sticking out the side if you would like. As a pocket on the page, like, can you imagine? I haven't used these in a journal yet. That's why I'm doing this video as well, because I thought I would show you before I start using them. And also, yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but I'll get over that and actually put them in a journal. I just want to make a whole bunch more so that I don't run out, and that way I can be like, okay, I can use it. Because I hoard. Even though there's quite a big pile here, I'm like, oh, I don't want to put them in a journal because I just want to hoard them. So that's what I've been doing, cutting out the window box, which I just think is so cool, and then sewing all the way around, closing up that edge. And like I said, with the offcut, so this will be the other side of the envelope, that's the pocket that I've created here. And you know how some of the envelopes have writing or pictures on them, that's fine. You can just cover that up with a picture or something, or just glue it onto the page and you have a pocket. But I just like the whole idea that you get to use all parts of the envelope. So I'll get to making some now. So all I do is cut out the window, and I usually go to the back because I don't want that flap there. It's usually stuck down anyway. So these are all coffee dyed, and it's usually gets stuck, restuck. And then there is my little envelope, and I could, if I wanted, cut it smaller down here or whatever, but you know, I just take whatever size I got. And then I could make a huge pocket like this, just cutting off that top bit. But usually I'll look at the back and see how much, you know, the flap has been torn or whatever. I think that's okay, so maybe I'll just keep it like that and have that as my pocket. And I can see that I'm a bit wonky in my cutting, so I'll just tidy that up while I can see it. Although it really doesn't matter, I don't think. But I will just tidy it up. Alright, and then, oh, these ones, yeah, just to show you my coffee dyeing of these, and different ones you can coffee dye. And for example, see this one, it is a little bit fragile and has broken because it, you know, soaks in the coffee water, and so I just cut that flap off and then use that to decorate however I want. Like, you don't have to decorate with a napkin, you can do whatever decorations you want, embellishing. So what I'm just doing is checking my flaps, keeping the ones that are okay, but the ones that are flimsy I'm just cutting off. That one's pretty good. That one not so much. And that one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. This one, no. Okay, so now I will just trim these down again. Yeah, as you can see, I don't measure or anything. And I'm just cutting to avoid the flap. And then, yeah, after this I'll obviously take it to my sewing machine and sew around everything. Oh, sorry, just knocked you. And I like that one with the stamp. One day I will get a set of postage stamps, like as in like a stamp that you stamp onto the actual envelope. In fact, that's an idea too that I want to play with. I want to get some stamps and ink and try stamping some stuff onto the envelopes too. But yeah, one day I'd love to get stamps that you put into ink of postage, like a stamp, those lines, that circle one with the date or whatever is in it. I've got a list, actually. I would love to get also the stamp with script. I've got one that's music notes, so that's cool, but I would also love to buy one with script writing. And now I'm just getting into a random chat about stamps. The two highest though on my list are the, oh, what's it called? This Book Belongs To stamp and the Made with Love stamp. Oh, and The Story Begins. So here I have just, I'm going to make a smaller pocket here. But I don't know if you noticed. Sorry, let me find one. So like this one, for example, there's a lot of words on this, so I just avoid the words. Same here. So instead of cutting it all the way up there or however high, I just cut it below the words to miss them. If you're going to cover up the words with embellishing, then it obviously doesn't matter, but that's just how I do it. And then here, so I would use the back side, unless I cover it up. I could use the front too, but I would just use the back because it's already nice and plain and coffee dyed. So yeah, it's been really fun making these because, yeah, I do like trying new things. Sometimes I get stuck just doing the same thing over and over again, but eventually inspiration will kick in and I will experiment with different things, and then once I find that new thing I will do it over and over again. And so this is my thing at the moment, is doing this. I just haven't put them into a journal yet, so that's my next step. But another reason why I'm doing this video now is because, yeah, I have finally made some journals where I am putting these in them. So I was like, okay, finally, got to do this video now. It's been in the works for a couple weeks now that I'm like, oh, I know, I've got a whole basket full of these that I need to film. But finally I'm like, okay, now's the time. Especially since, yeah, that basket is getting really, really full and I just need to start using them instead of hoarding them. So I made all of these, everything that I showed you in this video, and didn't use any of them. Actually, I've been that's the other thing why I've been delaying the videos, because once I do make them, I haven't used them myself, but I keep putting them in as the freebies in my packages, and so they get depleted. So I'm like, oh man, I've got to make more. And here's a stamp, so I will definitely keep that stamp for making stamp tags, so that will go in a separate thing. Oh, same with this one, yay! And it's a ruby. Well, I don't know if it's a ruby, no it's not, it's telling me what it is. I'm just going to cut this off here because I can see it's all lumpy there and I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. So there's another little pocket. I'm just going to cut off that ruby because I want to keep you. And this, I might just have to flatten it. I don't have an iron, so I'm just going to use my hand strength. Alright, and I'll cut down here. I don't know, so grab some envelopes. I should have said that at the start of the video. Grab some envelopes if you already have a collection. Like, I just put them aside. Every time I get junk mail, I put them aside, and anytime, yeah, I open my own letters, obviously, I'll keep the envelope, and I will try to cut it at the top so I don't cut it into it too much. And then they're always ready on hand. So yeah, keep your envelopes. I don't know if you do yet or already keep them, but keep your envelopes. They make great embellishments. Great little pockets. I love pockets in junk journals. You can fill them up with journal cards or tags, note papers. And I'll do, like, once you get your little collection or your stash of envelopes, you do get to see that variety of envelopes. I got one that was red inside once. It's in my little envelope stash. I'll have to coffee dye that later. So see how this one has, it's just a bit damaged on the side. So what I'll do, don't panic, just cut that off. And then, because you're going to sew around it anyway, so instead of closing up one side with sewing, you'll be closing up the other one at the same time. So there's another little pocket. This one is a bit bumpy as well. Really bumpy. Look at that bump. That is solid. So what I would do to miss that is just cut it even further. I just love the idea that the pocket has a window too. And it doesn't matter if you go too far in, I discovered, because you can just sew through it. It works fine. I wasn't sure if it would be too flimsy, but no, it works, so that's good. And I'll cut this off too. Went a bit wonky there. Alright, and then this one, it's kind of ruined. So I'm not actually gonna salvage as much from this as the others, because I don't want to use that thing there. But I can still cut off the sides, and if I did want to cover over the rest with embellishments or whatever, I could definitely do that. But I just want the simple thing actually for these. I just really like them looking like that. I might obviously cover up that part with the writing. Some of them don't have it, so that one's fine. But this one I would just get a bit of lace or something and just cover that. And these two, okay, so these are obviously reply envelopes that I get in the mail, and yeah, you get so many of these. And I will just cut into this, and then I can get different size pockets. So I would use that, sew around. And for this one, yeah, I guess I'll just do the other side. Go straight across, and there's my size there, because I can either cover up the front or I can just plain use the back, and that's put it in my journal that way. Okay, last one. So I will just go straight across here. And maybe I'll do just straight in half. And tidy up my wonky line. Still a bit wonky, but I don't mind the rustic kind of look. Okay, well, that is me cutting up envelopes. Hope it gave you some ideas, if you've never seen this before, of how to use envelopes in journals. So there's the ones with the window pocket, there's ones that you just turn the offcuts into full pockets without a window, and then yeah, your whole full envelope decorated. But yeah, you can also do the whole napkin to decorate first and then sew around it, so I might do that for some of these little pockets. But I think they look great as is, just by themselves as well, so you can decorate them later if you want, or just leave them as is. So there are my envelope embellishments for today. Hope you liked them. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!